This is Justin AMZN on Monday, May 21st, 2018. And quick recap on the last couple days. Wasn't able to do a video for Friday, and this is Friday. And we'll take a look at today and just change up a little bit from going candle by candle. But back to Thursday, we closed with a bit of a consolidation. Kind of moved up and back down a little bit pre-market, and then opened up pretty close to where that consolidation happened and then sold off. And so that would be like a break of that consolidation. I turned off the after hours, be easier to see. But it looks like that broke down, retested, and then rolled over. And that could have been a good place to get in, on a retest back to this level with a stop up here. And that would have been maybe 1.5 R, maybe 1 R, something like that, to yesterday's low. And you would have had to take some profit down here, because then it rallied up here and likely would have moved your stop, trailing your stop to here and then down to here, likely stopped out. You're looking at it bearish for it to continue down bearish. And then it chopped around a little bit and actually kind of came up and retested here and then started to roll over. This is the other area that this looks like another consolidation here that broke bullish. If you were in bearish, then maybe you reversed or maybe waited for that pullback, got in here, stopped down here, looking for the high of the day or back up here, and it rallied, you're in, and then it sold off pretty quick. And likely you were stopped out down in here for a full R, possibly locked in some, or lost less than an R with a stop here if you had moved your stop. But anyway, it just looked like it was going to sell off again, actually put in a new low in the day, and then just kind of chopped around. Had you reversed your trade again, getting in bearish, waited for this retest in here, kind of a neckline, and then that sold off. Would have had to, again, take a little bit of something at the low of the day, because then it retested right in the same area you probably got triggered in, and may even break even. So that's Friday. Not much decision or direction at all. And then today, getting a nice gap up, clearing yesterday's high, yesterday being a bearish candle on the daily. So this is actually a bullish gap and go that opened, sold back down to the pre-market low right here, and then rallied right up into resistance. Put in a very nice pair of candles here, this being an indecision, high wave indecision candle, and the highs here, the highs are off by about 8 cents. Yeah, about 8 cents difference. And similar range on the candles, but good indecision, and then a not quite a bearish engulfing, although that would have been phenomenal, but tweezer-ish top candles at a known resistance. So it could have traded that bearish from with a stop here, or I'm sorry, with a trigger here and a stop down here, but you're looking at this as a bullish gap and go that it could just rally, and it doesn't. So you may not be looking for that trade. You may have seen it sold off, take out, make a new low, then retest, and looked for this candle then. Retest up into this area, didn't quite get that high, so you're like, okay, that's a nice candle with an upper wick at a point that you're contending with yesterday's pre-market, today's pre-market. You're right in that area, sell off, likely down to this low, or at least low of the day. I'm sorry, this support or this low of the day, and got there pretty quickly, and hopefully took some profits, maybe even 2 R on this or something more than an R, locked in some gain, and then it would have had to really continue pushing lower to make a new low from yesterday. But this is also where then it began to rally. So you got some consolidation yesterday into the close here with downtrend upper edge and then pretty much relative lows. And you can see this as a bigger retest and then rally, or another double retest, something like that. But you may not have been buying down here or here, but these patterns, if you look at it a little bit smaller time frame, let me see if I can zoom in on this. This looks like somewhat of a double bottom with a neckline here, retest, and then get in bullish, or a double bottom here and then get in bullish again. So either one of these could have worked off of playing it off of that support, but didn't even get that high. So this came back up to the earlier high or the earlier pivot on the day. both of these. I mean, all three of these are a very similar high, but not the high of the day. And a nice consolidation. You got an upper low, or a higher low, and pretty much even highs. So if we look at some of these, if we look at, that would be hard to get, maybe a sell-off from here. So getting puts on this candle at 850. So let's go to the puts. This is the 1575 put at 850. That's this one. Maybe you got in for 925. Let's just say 925, and your stop is down at 725. So that's $200. That's $200 risk. Moved up to 1175 on the dot, and then it rolled back down. Maybe you stayed in, and then it rallied even higher. And this actually, that would have been about 2R, right? So taking that at 9.5. Yeah, it's around 2R to there. Would have been better had you waited to this pivot. This one's at 10. If we go back to the daily, that pivot at 10 is, oh, interesting, in that candle. So even though it sold off, retested, it wasn't this retest, it was this one, which, I mean, that's a good indication on this candle. It's a bearish engulfing after 10 minutes of it just sideways, non-movement, something like that. And then possibly buying down here. So let's say you bought on that bearish candle at 1105, and then bought again when you saw it actually holding this, bought again on this candle. So that's 135. So this one was 1105 and 135. So go to the calls. Oops. Calls at 05. Bring this a little bit, not too much of a range on this one, and then 135 was right there. And again, just a little bit of chop. So pretty indecisive today, as AMZN has been. Here's the daily. You can see this is a bullish engulfing, but it turned out to be just somewhat of a high wave indecision candle up here at this level. So not quite contending with the previous high on the chart, but not quite close enough to either of these highs. So this is a nice consolidation. It would be interesting to see if another triangle pops up on here with some of the flat bottom, downtrend angle on top. You get the exponential moving average here coming up to support, and then I haven't checked to see where the 100 or 200 are, but I imagine they're way down here in the low 1400s by now. But anyway, that is the short version of what happened the last couple days. And just zooming out, you can see the big sell-off from earnings. Just a lot of chop around, really range bound, or mostly range bound in this area, the high 1500s, the last number of days here. And so there's definitely some momentum building. This does look like a downtrend angle here and somewhat of an uptrend angle here. So I'm seeing that, even though the chart isn't saying it, but this definitely looks like a consolidation here that could rally and go bullish, or could break down. There is still some bullishness here. So this is a bullish gap and go for that candle, and we were just looking at what we could have done. There's a little bit of resistance here that it started to fill the gap and then didn't. So we'll see if it continues to roll down or breaks bullish. But we're getting to the point that it really should start moving in the next couple of days. Otherwise, it may just peter out and go down. So that is the chart. That's the 5 minutes, and I'll be back tomorrow with a little bit more. Thank you. This is Just AMZN.